All right, tranny cross members in.
All right, there's 2 bolts here that hold this.
Hold this exhaust. You got an exhaust hanger bracket right here that goes on it. That's kind of interesting. So then, like a JK, you got 2 bolts that pass through with nuts. But what's different is on the passenger side, it's a flat bracket, and then the bolts go through the frame, and there's welded nuts on it. So that is different on a JL than a JK.
So
and then, of course, you get the 3 nuts underneath here. Okay, Atlas just sent us the new adapter right here for his drive shaft with a brand new nut. You can see some silicone on that. We're going to gun that thing home, and this will be sitting in the go position. Took the drive shaft that matches up. We'll do a more accurate measurement just to make sure we're in the ballpark.
I gotta say, man, when they said overnight.
All right, taking a look at Dave's JL Wrangler here, you can see he has the dual battery setup, the Genesis off-road dual battery. This is an incredible mod, but we've got some serious work here. We're going to be changing a lot of stuff here to get a power steering pump in here and a new belt, not to mention mounting the reservoir. You can see that. Yeah, we'll have to track down some directions. Right now, we're just kind of getting familiar with what we have, the various modifications that Dave has added to the Jeep. And then we got to make some progress towards getting the new install done. So, meanwhile, inside the Jeep, the center console is being removed right now. That's coming out so we can run the new Atlas transfer case shifter cables up through the floorboard and get those into position. So that's taking place right now.
Maybe. There's
All right.
the window button.
So, you got about 4 bolts that are hidden behind plastic plugs.
There might be.
Then there are 4 electrical connectors that need to be unplugged. Not to mention the leather shifter covers and the knobs needed to come off. And we're pretty close towards actually removing the console, which, like I said, needs to be done because we're going to have brand new shifter cables coming up through the tub from the Atlas transfer case. Yeah, you got the right idea.
That's probably the plugs that you want to do.
All right, we decided to remove the passenger seat. Just too difficult in there, so we're taking the passenger seat out. Got like 4 torque 50 bolts. There's some electrical harnesses that are stopping us from getting that center console out. We just think it'll be a whole lot easier with the passenger seat removed.
Hey, my seats have all the legs on them.
Well, they should. I mean, they
All right, so
in the front, so you can hit them with a gun.
you can see the square plugs that were removed. So now we got all kinds of room to lift this up and see what. Yeah, this was probably what was holding.
That was the one that was.
Yeah. All right. So this thing really should lift out of there pretty easy now. You don't often get to take a look at. Here's the e-brake assembly. One of them is actually out right here. That's kind of interesting. I'll have to make sure that gets back in there. If it's like a JK, I think these are the controls for airbags. I could be wrong. I think that's what that is. And then this is much different than a JK because it's shift by wire. So anyway, this gives us clear room. You can see right here, I believe this is where we're going to be bringing up our 2 new shifter cables for our assembly for our Atlas transfer case. Wow. That little orange tab is the emergency pull cord. As long as you pull that out and keep tension on it, puts the vehicle in neutral in case you had to tow it or something and the battery was dead and you couldn't move the shifter. So there we go. So Mike, I noticed that. So what's going on here? The e-brake shift mechanism is coming out. We found that.
The e-brake just lifts up.
Yeah, it's gonna pull up out of the way. One more bolt there, but the whole purpose is see all this bracketry right here. That there's new bracketry, new plastic pieces that'll go in here. And that's how we'll set up the new shift levers for the Atlas. So that's where we're at right now. All right, wire. Little wire right there. That's what tells you when the e-brake is engaged. And Mike, give me a Christmas tree pry tool. I got a Christmas tree I want to take off of that. Give me a little more room.
There is pretty good directions for how to do this part.
All right, because I can see we're going to be taking these off.
This pries off.
Yeah, just pull straight out.
Yep. I might need a big screwdriver. This didn't fit in the other one. Yeah. Spring-loaded clip.
Oh yeah, that's that clip we're familiar with. You pull it.
Yep. And then
Okay,
two
yeah.
nuts.
So once that pries off, then the spring nut, 2 nuts, and that whole thing will drop down. Okay, the 2 nuts are removed off that boot. You can see that that's pried off, and this is like a little spring clip. Might need a little lubricant. He's trying to pull that out so that he can slide it off that bracket. There we go. Perfect. Yep. Yeah, push that right down through there. Nice job. There it goes.
Gone.
Terrific.
Now, whatever. 1, 2,
Yeah,
3.
1, 2, 3. At least 3.
4.
All right, I'm on
5.
it. I'm on it.
You have the pictures near the item.
Rick, this,
All right, so look at this. So 4 bolts, and you can see this is your transfer case, the stock transfer case shift assembly. 4 bolts come right out, no problem. So I'm just gonna, don't mind Dee's feet right there. All right, so not bad. So now we're looking at some directions for our new bracketry. I'm gonna go get some of those pieces. And okay, look at the shifter mechanism. So there are plastic bushings that get 2 of them per shifter that get pounded in with a nylon spacer in the middle, okay? And then you can see that that's coming through there. We greased it. And then you can see here how your shifter assembly. So now we're looking at the next thing will be how the cables will lay in here. Once they come through the floor, lock into here. And then we have this piece right here, which will lock in on the cables. So pretty high quality. I'm pretty impressed with this. We're just trying to look at the pictures that we have and read the directions carefully.
I gotta get the grommet off of it.
Close up of the cable. So you just thread flush these little barrel bushings right here, tap them in, and then you can see it just lays into the assembly very nicely. As a note, the one marked rear, which is this one here, and it has a yellow marker on it, needs to be closest to the console. So we do have the right orientation there for the 2 shifter cables. Okay, here we are. So here's the 2 shifter cables. Notice the yellow marker, that'll be on the inside closest to the transmission. These are through the boot, it's anchored. Now look at how well this fits. This is the new assembly, okay? So obviously 1, 2, 3, 4 bolts, and then that'll be all set. Then we'll be pulling the cables down through and locking them back in. So stand in operation, but look at this. Look at how nice this thing shifts.
This bracket fit really well, huh?
Perfect. See this little detent right there? Lines up. So basically
That's a beautiful piece of
that
cast
assembly
aluminum.
replaces that assembly. Yeah, it's cast aluminum. It's beautiful. Here's our 2 lines. Once again, the yellow line close to the transmission. Then this cover here just holds everything in place. These little barrels, they just tap in, and then you rotate the threads down into the slot. Really impressive. Yeah, I like it. Here's the e-brake handle, all bolted in, or 3 nuts hold it in, and you can see that the new shifter cables slide right underneath it to the 2 transfer case handles right here. Really nice. Way to go, Vanna White. Nice. Yeah, real good. Okay, I'm back under the Jeep. There's the stock boot. You can see the 2 cables right here for the Atlas. So we got quite a bit of length. There'll be a big loop, and these things will all get adjusted. This is the electrical that tells it it's in 4 low. It tells the computer. We have a whole bunch. We have a huge wiring harness. I don't know where it is right now, but we have a huge wiring harness. Oh, here it is. Yep. This whole wiring harness with this module right here also is going to get hooked up. That's going to let all the 4 low lights that the Jeep has be active, all the OEM lights, when the Atlas transfer case is engaged. Okay, see this bracket right here? It just slides right on, okay, and it mates up. And the directions say take silicone and silicone these 3 bolts. You can see I've got them all started, and I'm gonna bolt that up and anchor it, okay? So that's where we are right now. And those shifter cables will be coming down through here and attaching onto this assembly. Showing you this right here. There's the oil that comes with the Atlas.
2 quarts.
2 quarts. It's going to get pumped right into this and into the unit.
Right.
Then this will go up and it actually circulates as the gears are turning. Pretty wild. I don't think you can stress enough just how heavy duty this Atlas transfer case is. It is a piece of art. So impressed with this thing. And quite honestly, for my first time I've ever installed an Atlas transfer case, I'm pretty user-friendly. The first thing we found as we engaged the splines and tried to rotate this up is we have a conflict on that hose right there where it smashes into the muffler. So I think we're going to be separating this muffler, and he's going to have to put a little coupling piece in there and send it towards the rear of the vehicle a couple inches, and I think it'll be just fine. Okay, so what we've done is we've clocked this where we're happy with how this thing sits. The muffler was in the way, so we separated the exhaust, moved it out of the way, and we have 2 studs started, so we'll be able to count how many holes it is, because this whole piece right here is just filled with threaded holes. And we'll be able to count how many holes from this one to this one, and then just duplicate it all the way around. Then we'll drive those studs in, so the next time this comes up, it'll all be mated and go in. And then you've got nuts that go on right here all the way around the adapter. Took 2 quarts of oil, it's all filled up. You can see it in the sight glass right there. Obviously, we'll be working the cables. See the cables up here, above the output flange right here for the rear drive shaft. And we'll tie wrap those up, and they'll come around. And the next tricky thing, I'll magnify. We'll be hooking them up onto those shifter points right there. You can see one of them sitting right there. Those blocks just go over it, then a pin goes down, locks it in, and then a cotter pin. So we're happy with it. We put the front drive shaft on, came right down through here at full droop. It did not touch the crossover pipe, and we actually set it back up on the front pinion, and we liked it. So right now the T case has to come out, so we can put the rest of the studs.
I had this.
All right, so what we did is we marked with a Sharpie where the studs need to go. It's basically every 7 holes all the way around. And then Mike has a special tool that has fingers that grabs the stud. It'll lock onto it. Then he can ratchet the studs in. The studs come with some red Loctite on them. If that tool doesn't work, we'll double up a couple of nuts.
It's actually designed
we
for
gotta
removing
thread
studs,
those
not
in.
installing them. So when you tighten.
All right, so you can see right here. So basically, this threads in flushed with the end of this block. Then there's a jam nut. This just slides right over the shifting stud. Now a pin will go through that, and then a cotter pin, and it locks it into place. So basically, once you move a shifter, it moves that thing in and out. And we're doing it, you know, at a comfortable level for us.
Tony's gonna call me. How did you take this thing? You got to come over here and take this thing apart.
Yeah, you probably got to lift up and separate them, then bring them back down in. You know what I mean? If you can. There you go. Nice. And that's just a little clamp that holds the 3 cables. Once that thing drops down, there's a bolt that holds it all into place.
Well, that's turning out to be a little bit of a challenge here.
So you can see the clamp that locks them in.
Your sticks will just be back.
Putting the rubber boots on right there. That pin's in the go position to be tapped down, and then we've got another pin on the other side. We just felt that it's a whole lot easier to set this up like this. 13 mil on that?
Yep.
All right, you can see that the pins were just tapped down. Right here, I got the cotters right here.
Might have to turn. Yeah, we're gonna have to turn this one
Yeah.
a little bit.
Yeah.
So what's your thought on that shifter?
Grab a. Actually,
All right, Tony, this one's for you because if you got to get this transmission, we'll be coming over to help you out pulling this badass, heavy-ass Atlas transfer case.
Gentle, gentle. All right, keep going.
Guiding the cables, the shifter cables. Looking good. I can come around behind it.
All right, yep, keep going.
Okay, we took the time to bury these studs all the way in, so you can see now that all you see is the shoulder, which will get taken up in the adapter. It was a good fit. We're just dialing it in a little bit, and we'll put it back in momentarily here. All right, wrapping things up here for today. Very happy with the position of the Atlas. It's on a 14-degree angle by design. You can see we had to remove the exhaust. That's out of there for now because it conflicts with the muffler. So we're just lifting this back up. The tranny cross member is going back in. And then maybe they'll lower the Jeep. They might work on some of the boot work up top at the shifters. You got to modify the boots and put them back on. But all in all, pretty impressive. Pretty impressive product.
this says the 8-speed. Huh? This says the 8-speed.
8-speed, yes. All right. You put the bolts on the exhaust. Yep. All right.